farmers, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Fenton Forest 4X map with seasons with me, See What He So. It is not first day of summer. I've decided not to skip to summer just yet because of, well, there's still lots of the day left on day 6 of spring. I've got all the equipment refueled from the end of the last video, or refilled, and it's going about its business currently. So for example, we have got Mr. Rubicon who's finishing up doing his fertilising over there on field 19. Mr. Vario is still seeding down here on field 22. However, slightly disappointing, he's not actually applying a third stage of fertilisation to this field as he goes. So sadly, I'm going to have to fertilise this field once it starts growing. I'm also probably going to have to herbicide spray it along with field 24. So that's probably what I'm doing over here actually. I wanted to grab a herbicide sprayer. Take him down to the field, let him get his spray on, and then we'll carry on and go about our business. Now hopefully today's video is not going to be like the last one. As I record this, obviously it's the same day, same evening. I've kind of had my say in the last video about trolls on the internet and people who want to attack me and just post absolutely insane and ridiculous stuff about me on forums and websites and on my own videos and content. That I'm not going to carry that on. I'm also probably not going to react to it because I've actually taken my medication this evening. Well, I say medication. I've taken some painkillers since the last video. Because believe it or not, over Christmas, on Boxing Day particularly, whilst enjoying the festivities with the family and all the lovely food that Christmas brings, one of the things I really found myself enjoying and digging into was a jar of traditional sweets. A jar that contained things like humbugs, chocolate eclairs, rhubarb and custards, you know, all you know, the good old-fashioned sweets from back in the days. We had one of those given to us by someone in the family as like a family present. It was in like a big sack of all goodies and treats and stuff for us all to share out. And I just found myself particularly enjoying these sweets, or this jar of sweets. Unfortunately though, a rhubarb and custard got the better of me, and as I popped one of the wonderful sweeties into my mouth and proceeded to chomp down on it, I actually broke one of my molars, one of my first molars on the lower right side of my jaw. Broke the tooth clean in half. Which is not something you want to do on Boxing Day, because I had to wait until today, the 3rd of January, to be able to get in to see a dentist, and that in itself is not easy to do here in the... I didn't realise how difficult it is to see a dentist here in the UK anymore. Apparently NHS dentists are a thing of the past. There are no such things, or certainly not in my area, where as an NHS patient you can get in to see a dentist. So you have to go private, which means they want money off you when they see you. And secondly, I haven't actually, it turns out, when I actually rang the dentist that I used to go to when I was a kid, I haven't actually been seen by a dentist since July 1999. So it's over 20 years since I last visited a dentist for so much as a checkup. Okay? So of course, I rang up to make my appointment today to go in and have my tooth looked at. But oh no, they don't want to do that. They don't want you to go in and then fix your tooth and have a good day, take care, bye-bye. No, 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 no. You've now got to go through all the rigmarole. Like today, I had to go for an appointment today where basically they just asked me to fill out a questionnaire. I had to fill out a questionnaire all about myself and my history and my medical history and everything like that. And then they asked me a whole load of questions when I actually saw the when I actually went into the room then to see the dentist. They basically repeated what was on the questionnaire and just verbally went through everything. And then obviously they asked me, you know, did I have actually any particular reason for being there? And I said, hey, look, I broke a tooth. I've got a broken tooth. You know, I either need you to fix it, repair it, or if not, whip out the half of that's still left so I don't end up getting toothache and abscesses and anything like that, you know. So they decided, okay, we're going to have a, well, you know, lay back in the chair, we'll have a bit of a poke around in your mouth, see what's going on. And the dentist did that. And then the dentist says, yeah, you've broken a tooth. Now what we're going to need to know is obviously the full extent of the damage. We're going to need you to do an x-ray. We're going to need to have you do an x-ray. So I had to go into another little room where they took pictures, x-rays of me mouth. And then I had to go back and see the dentist. And he pulls up the pictures and says, you know what? It's quite surprising that for someone who hasn't seen a dentist for 20 years, your teeth are in very good condition. You've got excellent bone density. You've got no obvious signs of cavities or decay or anything like that. Okay, you've got a little bit of plaque build-up, which is, you know, something a hygienist can sort out in, you know, a simple trip to see them. All in all, apart from that one tooth, which is broken, and honestly, it's not that bad. It's only broken on the surface. You've not suffered any root damage or anything like that. So, you know, it's going to be simple and easy to fill, and you'll be as good as new. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. That's wonderful to hear. But they couldn't do that today. No, they couldn't fix my tooth today. Oh, no. What I have to do, I have to go back to the dentist on Monday to see the hygienist and have the little bits of plaque removed that I've got on a couple of my teeth, and then be told how to brush my teeth, because, you know, it's something I clearly don't know how to do after doing it for like 30 plus years. And then, do I get my tooth fixed? No, that's not, no. No, I have to go then to see the dentist on the 15th of January, where they'll actually fix and repair the tooth. So today, I've just basically been asked a bunch of questions, had me teeth photographed, and been charged 80 quid for the privilege. It cost me £80. And I'm like, huh? They didn't do anything. My tooth's still broken, still in pain. I had to buy my own blooming painkillers and then on the way home. It's not like they gave me any. Ridiculous. And like I say, on Monday, I go to see the hygienist. That's going to cost me apparently £55. And then on January the 15th, when I go back to actually have the tooth repaired, that's going to cost me £180. So when all is said and done, I'm going to have spent over 300 quid. And then the dentist wonders why I haven't been to see them for 20 years. Well, geez, if you charge reasonable prices, I'd probably see you more. Crikey, I know they wear that little white mask for hygiene reasons, but They should wear a black one over their eyes and wear a stripy jumper as well, if they're going to be robbers. Now, I don't actually know whether preemptively... I think we've already established and worked out that preemptively spraying a crop straight after seeding it doesn't work. Doesn't stop the weeds, does it? I should have waited until it had moved over to the growth stage before I actually set about spraying for weeds. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. We'll carry on. As I say, once I've done this, I'm going to quickly grab the Rubicon, get him down here to do some fertilising. He's currently still up on that other field. Obviously, I'm going to have to then spray the field that the Vario is on. As well. Because obviously that field is out of sequence, and even though the Vario is fertilising, it's not being registered by the field. Probably means I should have I probably fertilised that field after cultivating it. I probably didn't plough it, did I? Which means it never got its growth cycle change that's necessary. Oh well. And then hopefully I want to be getting on to starting me forage harvesting today of me poplars over there. I've got the header sat at the farm, bought that from the store. I've also got a new mower and a tedder ready to go off and do some of this grass round these fields whilst I'm still waiting for my actual fields to grow. I'm just going to bring this guy over here and park him over here because I've got a feeling I may need to spray that field again. I've got a funny, horrible feeling that I've just completely wasted the last few minutes spraying that because it doesn't work. See, he's working away quite nicely. Mr. Rubicon is up here. Thank you. Stop, Mr. Driver. To refuel him, when he ran out of liquid fertiliser, I just went over there to the thing over there and bought liquid fertiliser. I know I've got... It was just easier than driving all the way back to the farm to refill him. And I know I've got liquid fertiliser coming out my ears at the farm, but it's just the way it goes. Sometimes it's easier to use what's available. And honestly, it's quicker to refill over there than it is to drive all the way back to the refill points on my farm. Obviously, if this was early days in the series and, you know, these were my, like, starting fields, I would probably would have thought about putting refill stations at these fields, but I'm not. You know, we're 60 odd episodes in now. We'll be wrapping this series up in you know, in several episodes times, a little bit further down the road. Like I say, I did 100 episodes on my last Fenton Forest series. I probably will do 100 on this one, just to keep things straightforward. So there's probably about another 36, 37 episodes to come in this series before I end it. And it probably doesn't justify me putting in refill points at those fields back there for what little we actually do on them. We will go get some liquid fertiliser. Just to top up. As I say, we'll go down and there's my forage harvester. Grab me little hook lift trailer, my auger wagon on it. Mr. Vario's cracked on, hasn't he? He's certainly cracked on with that field, getting the cotton down. That's going to be some cotton harvest. That is going to be some cotton harvest. And now that tractor I may need to move out the way in a second or two. Because as I say, to do this poplar harvest I may need to take advantage of a couple of mods in the form of follow me to obviously drive alongside my harvester as I'm going, and course play to then send the truck back to the silo to empty when the truck gets full. The only thing is, I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't think I recorded a course. From this field, from the poplar field, I don't think I've got a course. An auto unload course. I may have to borrow the auto unload course from field 26 down the bottom there. That may be the nearest one to that field. Drive. Get the soil composition quickly. Was that putting down fertiliser? No, it bloody wasn't. Right, we'll ignore that then for the time being. Right, we'll go take this tractor back to the farm, because like I say, if I'm going to have trucks running to the silo with wood chips, probably need to make sure that the path, the roadway there is clear of vehicles. Now, one of the things, obviously, I'm kind of looking forward to, or I said in one of the previous videos that I was kind of looking forward to, was when we come to do the actual main harvest this year, because Courseplay has updated to now to add and include a combine unload mode, self unload mode. It should make harvesting easier. Well, that's what I thought. However, again, I didn't quite read the fine print. And I have now had a few days to read all the stuff on the Courseplay website about the mode, and that it's, you know, obviously it's in early doors, early stages, early development. There's still some things that the developers need to work out with it. Right now, one of the biggest issues I could foresee for me using the combine self-unload mode is that the combine will only unload on the right hand side of a truck. So imagine, put your imaginary heads on for a minute. Pretend I am a combine harvester. I know I look like one. Right, I'm a combine harvester, and that seeder in front of me is the truck. As I'm going up and down the fields collecting the crop, nom 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 nom, getting harvesty. When it gets full, it will then scan the field and an area about 20 metres or so outside that field for an empty trailer, an empty truck to go and unload into. So the harvester, if I'm the harvester, will detect, oh look, there's a trailer over there, I can unload into that, and it'll drive towards the truck. However, the problem is that currently, the way the game Courseplay have programmed it, the devs have programmed it, the harvester will only unload on the right hand side of the truck. So on this side, it'll drive to this side of the truck and unload. It won't unload on this side of the truck and trailer. Okay. Also, there's a bit of an issue at the minute with header widths. If you use the standard in-game headers, you will probably not run into too many issues with the combine self-unloading. However, if you are using modded headers, or headers that are larger than the in-game headers, you may have issues where obviously the combine drives into the truck and crashes into the truck because it's not correctly able to determine the width of the header and where it should position itself next to the trailer. Basically, it can't correctly at this moment in time scan for the width of the headers if they are modded. So that could be a problem for me. And like I say, the way I've done most of my fields, the self-unload course is the trucks drive along and they park at the top of the field facing towards the farm so that when they're full, they drive off empty, come back and then repark. The problem with that is, on every single field where I've created a course, that means when the harvester wants to unload, it's going to be on the wrong side of the truck. To get to the right hand side where it unloads, it would have to drive, and I don't know if it can do that. That's just something I need to put out there. We'll cross that bridge in the autumn when we come to harvest, won't we? And right now I want my now I've had to get the crone header. Unfortunately the crone poplar header cannot be repainted, so I can't put it into class colours. So unfortunately you're just going to have to suspend your disbelief and believe that this header going on the front of this forage harvester is a class one. I'm sure at some point, somewhere down the road, someone will do a class version of this header. I don't know if the person who made this header that does poplars still plays the game, whether they will eventually get round to doing... Oh no. My header trailer's gone funny. My wagon. Quickly, I'm going to need to use the super strength mod. just to straighten that up. Dabby dozy. Right. Right, before we get too carried away then, we now need to move that mower. Only because, obviously, the truck, when it's doing its unload to... and you'll notice this is the big M500 mower. The one which that cat mower that I featured in a video 2 episodes ago is kind of... The cat one was based on this one. This one, however, does work properly and doesn't have the silly duplicated headers. It is a 13.2 metre wide mower. That's it. Basically, I'm just going to park him down here out the way for a minute so he's not in the way. Right, let's go get a truck. You'll do. Now, this is the bit where I forget how to use follow me. Is it? Yes. Right, follow me. Looks like I'm going to need to get that guy closer. All right. I think it's that one. Right, I think we've got it programmed now. Like I say, I'm not terribly familiar with Follow Me. I've never really used it because I've normally only ever used only ever needed to use Courseplay in FS19 and previous games. Who needs to be? I think that's probably the right sort of distance. Yeah, is Mr. Vario still going? Because I haven't seen it. Yeah, he's still going. That's all right then. Like I say, when we get down to the field, the course, I'll probably have to use the field 26 self-empty and unload course. It's a shame there's no adjustment on that auger pipe on the back of that trailer. I could just lower it and angle it out a touch. That would make life a lot easier. Get a screenshot, capture the moment, ready. Try and do this at a somewhat more manageable speed. Our first ever poplar harvest. Yay! On the map. First time. It's taken a couple of years for these to grow, hasn't it? Have to wait patiently. Trailer's getting full already. Wow. A lot of wood chips on this field. I'm going to hazard a guess. Just a shame that selling them at the sawmill is such a flipping pain in the arse. because of the way the tip trigger at the actual sawmill is. So I'm probably going to end up losing money because I'm going to have poplar being sold at one of the lower priced sell points that's just easy to get one of these trucks and trailers into. Again, a port northwest or a port southeast that Courseplay can run to without my input will probably be the one. Aside from that, this is working very, very well. Okay, at this point, this guy's full. Right, I need a course then. He's going to run off, sell those for me. Meanwhile, until he comes back, I may as well. Carry on. The helper bees, Mr. Vario, so he's finished doing the cotton plant. We'll just have a double check on that in a minute. Not that I don't trust him. We'll wait for matey boy to come back. He's going to be a while. Well, we've got a little bit of weedage. Might be a couple of little areas where he's not seeded. But we can double check that. I would think if the problem's anywhere, like I say, it's going to be along this edge here. A couple of little patches. But hey, that's why we do this. That's why we go around and check. See, what I normally would have done, what I've done in the past, is I've used the guidance steering mod to ensure I do a straight edge down the sides of the field or along the top and bottom of the field, and then I've let the worker work to those straight edges, and usually that's worked pretty well. Not always. Like here, where he's missed a little drip. However, look like I'm not using any seed, so perhaps I didn't miss the field as badly as I thought. That'll do. Near enough. I mean, for what little bit of cotton we may actually miss, he says as he sees that big strip there. Yeah, that's used some seed. That's used a little bit of seed, hasn't it? Right. Mr. Truck made it back yet? Over there. To field 26. I do believe, good sir, you are done. Oh, now I'm going to be in trouble. Because I've got the cedar stuck. truck. Hey, well, that's about as close as I could get to that field. Trouble is, he's not gonna do his job until I give him some room. Come on. There we go, you can carry on now. Carry on harvesting poplars. He's going to be ready to empty again in a bit. What I could probably, as I say, do with both trucks and trailers, because whilst he's running away, I could do with the other one being here to empty me. Slow down. Put low in the header. There he goes. He can go off and empty again. Meanwhile, I can carry on. Well, we've come to the end of this episode. I'm going to carry on and obviously get the rest of this poplar harvesting done. I thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please go ahead, click that like button for me, because it really does help out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're not doing so currently, please consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you a penny, and again, it really helps me out and the channel out with that YouTube algorithm. And again, if you've got anything nice, constructive, positive to say, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I've been See What He Say. This has been the Fenton Forest Farm with Seasons. I look forward to seeing you again in another episode very soon. Goodbye for now.